Hello everybody! Happy Friday night. Welcome to my Zen Den. I am so very happy that you could join me tonight. My name is Mandy Van Havermet and I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! From Gray Eagle, Minnesota. I would like to talk to you tonight. We're going to craft with Crafting with You. I was so excited when I saw this bundle in the new annual catalog. Pardon me. Got my sample. Because it had two things. It had a big shot in the stamp set and it had a sewing machine. And I don't know about you, but it seems like a lot of people, well, crafty people, use those two things. So lots of paintbrushes, and I thought that was a fun stamp set. So we're going to create a card with the Crafting with You bundle. And I also want to talk to you about my in color clubs, because I think there's a little bit of, I don't know if there's a little bit of confusion, but I just want to kind of go over what they are, because if you want to partake in my in color clubs, I need to hear from you by the 15th. That would be Monday. So let's say Monday at 6 Central Time. I need to hear from you by then if you want to partake in my in color clubs or in my paper shares. So I am going to flip the camera around and we are going to get started tonight. Hold on one second. Here we go. Let's get settled here. All right, while I'm doing that, there is the Crafting with You stamp set. It's got a set of coordinating dies that go with it that are super fun. I really, what the heck? Do you ever just think, gosh, technology, why you be like that, technology? Okay, it wasn't even the technology, it was the tripod holder thing. Anyhow, Crafting with You. Here is the bundle, or the stamp set. The dies that go with it are really fun. They've got like a paper trimmer, the standalone, a pair of scissors, a basket, some other fun, an embroidery hoop, just some really fun dies, spools of thread, and then of course the stamp sets. That's photopolymer. The sentiments are: life is better when you're crafting. You inspire me with love, and sending you a handmade hug. I love all of those sentiments. They're so much fun. So let's get to making our card. Let's see here. I need my stamp pad. There is my boho blue stamp pad. I am also going to be using Misty Moonlight. And because it is a photopolymer stamp set, I'm going to need a Stampin' Pierce mat or something to stamp on. Here's my list of my materials. And here is the card we're going to be making. It's actually a fun fold, so the whole card doesn't open, just the front flap opens. It's kind of neat, kind of a different way of doing things. So let's get to it. We are going to need a piece of Misty Moonlight, and this is 5.5 by 4 1/4. Math is tough. A piece of basic white, and this is 10 by 3 3/4, and that's scored right here at 5 inches. A piece of Designer Series paper. The Designer Series paper I'm using is from the Countryside Inn suite. I just liked the different blue colors, and that's where the Misty Moonlight and the boho blue come from. And that, 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And then a piece of navy blue so I can cut out a circle. A piece of Whisper White, or I'm sorry, Basic White, 1 1/4 by 2 3/4. And then a scrap of basic white. I'm going to do my stamping first, and I'm going to, let's see here. I just need my 2 pieces of white. So I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat. I've got my Misty Moonlight, and that's going to be my sentiment. Life is better when you're crafting, and wow, is that stamp crooked. I usually don't get too excited about that, but that was really crooked. So I'm going to just tap, and be mindful when you're stamping up your, when you're using our ink pads to ink up your stamp, you're just going to tap on there. You don't need to push really hard That's how you make it so that ink doesn't get around the outside edges of your stamp, okay? So just tap, 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 and that is, I got ink on my finger there. And we're going to stamp straight down and straight up. Life is better when you're crafting. Boy, truer words were never spoken. And that's why I get that nice impression, because I'm not jamming down hard on my ink pad. So, and now the boho blue. My cat is trying to get out. My big, big cat. He is a monster. I think he's like 18 pounds. I'm going to be doing my cut and emboss machine. There again, I'm just going to tap, tap, tap. I'm not going to press too hard. And that is because this is a distinctive stamp. So if it gets to be like this one is kind of, you can see it's kind of clumpy. I'm going to show you a trick. Some people use bone folders. Some people use, and I'll tell you why a bone folder, why I don't use a bone folder. This is why I don't use a bone folder. That ink gets inside of that bone folder, and I don't like that. So I have a spoon, just a teaspoon from my kitchen. And what I do is I'm going to smush that ink down into my pad there a little bit. And then I can just wash this off. I don't, just on my chamois. And that is why I have a kitchen spoon on my desk. So let me show you the difference here. I'm going to cover this up, so I'm just stamping here to make sure that it doesn't have any residual stuff. So now when I ink it up, it looks way better. You can see the actual detail in the stamp. Instead of it being so solid and dark, you can actually see the detail from the platform and things like that. So that's a tip for if your distinctive stamp is not stamping correctly, smush that ink down. That will help you immensely. So now we're going to cut that out. So I'm going to need my die. Let's bring in our plates. So I've got plate number 1, plate number 2, and 2 plate number 3s. So I'm going to put that down, and I'm going to line up my die. And my trick is to use just a Post-it note to hold that die in place. So just line it up right at the edges and just stick that down. And now I'm going to put my second plate number 3, and I will run that through my cut and emboss machine. All right, so there is my stamped image. Put that back in my case before I lose it, because I don't know if you guys know this, but I tend to lose things a lot. Never. Okay, so let's build our card. The other thing I'm going to need is to cut my blue, my Night of Navy, and this is the 2 3/8 circle punch. It came back out this with a suite, but you know I'm going to buy any circle or any punch I can get my hands on. I am a lover of punches. So let's build our card here. We're going to fold and burnish our basic white. Check this out. I'm going to totally hide that. I'm going to hide it this way though, because my fold got a little off. I want that shorter edge on the back side, because I feel like I can hide that a little bit better on the back side than on the front. So we're just going to center that on the Misty Moonlight piece. Just make it even like that. And I'm telling you guys, don't ever take apart my cards. You never know what you're going to find. It's kind of like remodeling a house and tearing into the walls. You never know what you're going to find. Time capsules, messages. Ooh. All right, so this I'm going to attach right down in the bottom left corner, leaving a little bit of the designer series paper showing there. Like that. And then I'm going to put my circle right up there, and I'm going to keep it inside that white. That's just a personal preference, and I'm attaching it directly down because I am going to use dimensionals to pop up my cut and emboss machine. Life is better when you're crafting. I love that. And now to add just a little bit of sparkle, I'm using the pastel adhesive back sequins. And I didn't necessarily like how the blue looked on there, but I definitely like how the pink looked on there. Did you see me using my, oh my word. Apparently, things are rough. I don't know. I liked the pink. I liked the contrast of the pink. I thought that just was awesome. So there is my card. So if you want to take a screenshot of the measurements. All right, and now I'm going to talk, I'm going to show you one more thing. The die for the paper trimmer is really, really neat. I don't know if you can see this. It lifts up so you can slide a piece of paper underneath of it like you're cutting the paper. It's so stinking cute. I just love that die. And this was a card that I made earlier. I used Bubble Bath, and then I used Moody Mauve. I'm getting used to the names yet. Moody Mauve and Pebbled Path. And then I think this is Gray Granite actually for the trimmer. And then I used Moody Mauve ink on there. I loved how that turned out. So I'm going to talk to you quick about my in-color clubs. And I want to show you, I've got two different options. So the first option I'm going to show you is just the regular in-color club. So here's what you're going to get for that. For $20 a month, pardon my reach, for $20 a month, you are going to get half a pack of cardstock. So you're going to get a full-size cardstock, but you're going to get half of a pack. So let's see, there's 24 pieces, so you're going to get 12 pieces of cardstock. You're going to get the stamp pad, so a boho blue stamp pad, let's say for the month. You are going to get an ink refill, so you have ink to refill your ink pad, and everything you need to create an in-color project. So I'm going to create a project for you. I'm going to give you the sample, and I'm going to include it in with this, and that is $20 per month. Okay, it's a 5-month commitment. I'm going to give you a hint. We're starting with boho blue, so this is the pack you'll get first, and then we will go through all of the in colors. So we'll do Moody Mauve, Pebbled Path, Copper Clay, and Wild Wheat, which I know I've heard a lot of people like going, oh, I've used a lot of Wild Wheat so far. I'm loving that color. It's a great accent. Okay. So then we also have, that's $20 a month, and I need to know by Monday if you're interested in that. If you want to do the super duper in color club, so it's basically a bigger version of it. This is $50 a month, but you get a full pack of cardstock, you get your stamp pad, you get your ink refill, you get a pack of blends, you get a spool, a full spool of the 3/8 inch woven ribbon. Let me just show you what that looks like. It is a beautiful, beautiful ribbon. Ties nicely. Tie a bow quick. It ties nicely and it lays nicely. It's a good ribbon. I like it. I really like that ribbon. Some of them I don't. This one I really do. So you get the full ribbon. You get a Stampin' Up marker that coordinates. And you get by the end of it, you'll get a full pack of the In Color Designer Series paper, the 6x6 paper. So I'll give you each month. So when it's the boho blue month, you'll get all of the boho blue, portion of the paper. And again, and then you're also going to get that same project, that exclusive project for using the In Color and using the products that you just purchased. So that is the Super Duper In Color Club. And then of course I have my paper share, which is also going to expire here this month, and I'll talk about that as I'm flipping the camera over. That is every one of the, I think there's 12 Designer Series paper packs in the catalog. You're going to get a quarter of that pack. So I think there's 12, I think it's roughly around 190 pieces of paper, right around there. And that's also $50. That's a one-time fee, but it's a nice significant stack of paper by the time you get done with it. It's a lot of fun. So if you're interested in any of those, I would love to hear from you by Monday evening, 6 o'clock. Otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic Mother's Day weekend. Enjoy the weather. Hopefully it doesn't rain us out. And I will see you again next Friday night. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.